Everyone, my name is Huang. Day 6. Okay, let's start.
The atmosphere in the cemetery was like a party. Where was the atmosphere like a party?
In the cemetery.
In the cemetery. Right? The cemetery. The atmosphere was like a party in the cemetery.
Was
the atmosphere
like
a party at my house?
No,
No, not at my house. The atmosphere was like a party in the cemetery. The atmosphere was not like a party in my house. So the atmosphere was like a party. There were people everywhere. Families were sitting around the graves of their dead ancestors. Where were the families sitting? Around the graves. Right? They were sitting around the graves. Who was sitting around the graves?
The
families. Right? The families were sitting around the graves. Were they sitting around the trees?
No.
They weren't sitting around the trees. They were sitting around the graves. So, where were they sitting? Around the graves. Families were sitting around the graves of their dead ancestors. Were they sitting around the graves of their dead ancestors? Yes. They were sitting around the graves of their dead ancestors. Were they sitting around the graves of their friends? No, not really. They were sitting around the graves of their dead ancestors. Who was sitting around the graves? That's right. Families were sitting around the graves. Whose graves were they sitting around? Whose graves were they sitting around? Yes, their dead ancestors. Their ancestors. Their ancestors' graves. They were sitting around the graves of their dead ancestors. Were they sitting around the graves of their dead ancestors or the graves of their friends? Ancestors, right? They were sitting around the graves of their dead ancestors. They cleaned the graves and added fresh flowers. Okay. Who cleaned the graves? That's right, the families. What did they add? They added fresh flowers. Did they add food? No. They didn't add food. Did they add money?
No.
They didn't add money. They added fresh flowers. What did they clean?
The grave.
They cleaned the graves. Whose graves did they clean?
The families.
Their ancestors, right? They cleaned their ancestors' graves. Where did they add flowers? Where?
Oh,
they added flowers to the graves.
That's
right.
right.
They cleaned the graves
And
added fresh flowers. Very good. I walked through the cemetery and admired the beauty of all the colorful flowers. Where did I walk?
The cemetery.
Through the cemetery. I walked through the cemetery. Did I walk through the park?
No.
I didn't walk through the park. I walked through the cemetery. Where did I walk? Through the cemetery. Who walked through the cemetery? I did, AJ. I walked through the cemetery. Did I walk through the cemetery? Or did I walk through the park? I walked through the cemetery. That's right.
That's right.
And I admired the beauty of all the colorful flowers.
Colorful flower.
Did I admire the beauty of the trees?
No.
I didn't admire the beauty of the trees. Did I admire the beauty of the children?
No.
I didn't admire the beauty of the children. What did I admire?
The
flowers, right? Yeah, I admired the beauty of all the colorful flowers. Who admired the beauty of all the colorful flowers?
Yes,
that's right. AJ, me, admired the beauty of all the colorful flowers. Where were the flowers?
On
the graves, right? Or in the cemetery. Right? The flowers were on the graves in the cemetery. Were the flowers in the park?
No.
They weren't in the park. Were the flowers in my house?
No.
No, they weren't in my house. Where were the flowers?
Yes.
The flowers were on the graves
in the cemetery.
Where did I walk? I walked through the cemetery. When did I walk through the cemetery? November 1st, the Day of the Dead. Right, November 1st, the Day of the Dead, I walked through the cemetery. What was the cemetery like? Like a party. It was like a party. The cemetery was like a party. Was I curious about this holiday?
Yes.
Yes, I was curious about this holiday. Which holiday was I curious about?
The
Day of the Dead. I was curious about the Day of the Dead. So I walked through the cemetery. There was also color in the sky.
Goodbye.